ESPN Plus presents Ohio University in West Virginia. Well, 4.5 hours ago, it was a snow-covered Kendrick Family Ballpark, and nevertheless, it's opening day in Morgantown. The stage is almost perfect, though it'll be a cold day as West Virginia gets together with the Bobcats. Hi, friends, and a very pleasant good day. Thank you for joining us for this unofficial first day of spring. Tyler Barnett alongside. Brody Kresser is a key to this West Virginia ball club in 2026. After 25, he had a shoulder surgery.
Yeah, but he's back and better than ever this year. He finished 2025 hitting .278 for the Mountaineers and 41 RBIs for the grad senior infielder from Jessup, Iowa. But right now he leads the Big 12 with a .538 average and a .625 on-base percentage.
Starting at second base today. On the other side of the field, Cameron Boyd, who was 7 for 15 with a couple of home runs in the series against Murray State.
Yeah, those couple of home runs leads the team. He's got 7 RBIs for Ohio and 6 extra base hits. 4 of those doubles, slugging .625 for Ohio.
A cold February, and yet we are so pleased to be having the opportunity to provide you with the order. Bryant hitting 4th. Tyler Stack, who's in the number 8 spot of the batting order, 2nd on the Ohio U team with 6 RBIs. That's the batting order to face the West Virginia starter, David Hagan.
David Hagan making his first start of the year. Had 7 of those starts last year, his freshman year in 2025. The sophomore Hagan from Loveland, Ohio. 2.1 innings pitched so far, giving up 2 hits, 3 strikeouts so far on the year, and 2 walks.
And defensively for the Mountaineers, Schoenfeld getting his first start of the year in center field. He started the first 6 games of the year in left field. Grablin is in left field. He'll also do a good bit of the catching this year. But Kelly's behind the dish today. For Kresser, this is his 2nd start of the year at second base. Hoping Steve Sabins that the shoulder will get stronger and stronger as the year goes on. First start at first base for Guzman. Armani started the first 6 games of the year in center field.
Yeah, a lot of moving around the infield for the Mountaineers so far this year. Guzman, Kresser, Einich, all around the horn have all played middle infield at some point.
84th meeting between these two schools. They happen to be about 2.5 hours apart. Ohio U and Andrew C. and his troops left Athens, Ohio at 7:30 this morning for the bus trip over. And I'm sure many of you that follow West Virginia sports know that the Mountaineers were supposed to start the home season against Canisius University yesterday. Terrible forecast for Tuesday, and so that game was canceled. And our friends from Ohio University agreed to come over and play this home opener today. As the Floridian Taylor Harris leads off. Thanks for joining us. And the first pitch of the ball game, and the home season is underway, and a foul ball just outside third. West Virginia and Ohio U matched up last year, and the Mountaineers won the game 8-4. That was exactly, or almost exactly, 1 year ago today, and a foul ball out of play. That win over Ohio U a year ago, Luke Lyman recorded the victory. And when the Mountaineers and the Bobcats got together a year ago, Matt Einich was playing for Ohio University, and now he's at shortstop for West Virginia. And a pitch that comes in, and that's a painful start to this Wednesday for Taylor Harris.
This is the worst place to get hit. Right there on the elbow, right in the soft spot. See a lot of guys wearing elbow guards to protect that. It looked like it hit that outside of the elbow, right on the bone. Takes a long time to recover from that. 90-mile-an-hour fastball up and in.
Not a fun experience for a baseball player, but particularly on a 43-degree day.
Yeah.
So Andrew C. will go out to check on his player.
Anyone who's played baseball in the spring knows that those pitches that get inside and hit off the inside handle of the bat sting a little bit more. Pitches like that ride up and in, hit the bone, feels like it lasts a lot longer.
You know, when I started announcing Major League Baseball, and that was, 4 decades ago, every trainer would automatically come out for an injury like this and have that can of the freezing, some kind of
spray,
and it was supposed to deaden the pain. That was, I guess, the medical. that was the way that they dealt with it medically back 40 years ago. And Max Polinsky batting second for the Bobcats. For Andrew C., Matt Carpenter is the coach at third. Caden Kaiser, the coach at first. Strike called, and the Kelly throw to first. Harris back safely. Justin Murphy, the home plate umpire. Antonio Valtteri at first. Roberto Patterson, the umpire at second. Pat Atkins, the umpire at third. And the count goes to 0-2. So Ohio University started the season playing 4 games at Murray State, and then most recently a 3-game series at Tennessee Tech. Coach Matt Carpenter was telling me earlier today that when they played in Tennessee this past weekend, wind chills of 15 degrees. And the ball fouled away. The count remains no balls, 2 strikes on the second hitter of the ball game. David Hagan, a couple of wins last year. He won at Queens on March 3rd, and then a victory against James Madison on March 19th of 2025. Third baseman Hall with a catch. 1 out on the top of the first. David Hagan on the mound for West Virginia from Loveland, Ohio. That is a community, a suburb of Cincinnati. And Cameron Boyd from Villa Hills, Kentucky. That is across the Ohio River from the Queen City of Ohio.
We mentioned Hagan had a handful of starts last year for West Virginia, 7 of those in his freshman year, most of those, or all of them midweek. So typically only went 2 to 3 innings in the midweek. West Virginia choosing to go to the bullpen early and often in their midweeks, get guys some work just to see, what do you have later in the year whenever it starts to get into Big 12 play? Who can you bring out and what kind of situations? How did they throw? What matchups do they like? So midweek's a good opportunity to get those looks for coaching staffs, and even more beneficial here early in the season. This is the first midweek game for West Virginia, so Hagan gets his first start, and I imagine will be to the bullpen pretty early.
Runner going. Line drive to left field. Graveline will fire it back in. The single of Boyd, advancing Harris to second base.
Sharp hit single there, 104 miles an hour off the bat in the left field, moves a runner in a scoring position. So Ohio here with runner at second base for Cam Bryant, the lefty, 4 RBIs on the year.
Bryant hit .303 for Ohio U last year, and a strike on the inside corner. Safe at second, but close. And 0-2. So far, Hagan has come in with strike one on 3 of the first 4 hitters.
Ohio being very aggressive in their secondaries. You see the shoulder turn to get the secondary, but a very good job by Gavin Kelly to not jump out of his crouch and to receive the pitch down in the zone, try to get those strikes.
Ball hit into left field off the glove of Inish. Here comes Harris around third. Throw to the plate and he's out. Second out of the inning on the throw from Graveline to Kelly.
One of the things that Steve Sabins has said about Graveline was how strong his arm is behind the plate. He's probably one of the best throwers of the ball as a catcher that he's had here at West Virginia, and you can see it right there from left field. There's an absolute dart to home plate to get Harris the second out of this inning.
Oh, now with Boyd at second base and Bryant at first, 2 down. And Will Henson. Runners going. Strike called. Out at third. Boyd is the third out of the inning. Ohio U, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left on base. The Bobcats nothing, and West Virginia coming to bat. Kelly batting second. Interesting note that Brody Kresser, who early this year is batting .538, is in the 8th spot of the batting order. Then that note at the bottom, you can see Inish in the leadoff spot, transfer from Ohio University, and batting .476 already this year against the left-hander today, Aiden Cook.
Cook, 0-2 on the year so far for Ohio, a 17-18 ERA. He's had 2 appearances at 3.2 innings pitched, had little trouble with control, 11 walks to go along with 6 strikeouts.
Ohio used defense. Boyd in left, Harris in center, Polinsky in right, and on the infield, Wilson, Bryant, Henson, and Alexander third to first with Stack catching. So for Ohio U at the top of the first inning, 2 runners thrown out. Harris trying to score from second base on the base hit. Bryant was thrown out at the plate, and then Cameron Boyd attempting to steal third was thrown out to end the inning.
Yeah. You don't want to make any out at the plate, but it's really tough to make the second out at the plate because have a runner at third with 1 out is critical to scoring a run, and then to make the third out at third base is another tough way to go.
Steve Sabins in his second year as the head coach of West Virginia. Last year, Steve Sabins' ball club won its first 13 games of the year. This year, the Mountaineers won their first 5, took 3 of 3 at Georgia Southern, and won 2 of 3 at Liberty.
Both of these teams coming into today off of a loss. You know, we'd mentioned Ohio coming in from Tennessee Tech, lost 4 straight to Tennessee Tech, and West Virginia losing the back end of a doubleheader on Saturday to Liberty.
Ground ball inside third. Wilson was playing off the line, and a leadoff double for Matt Inish.
Inish's 3rd double of the year. As you mentioned, low and away fastball, takes it down the third base line. into second, standing up, and a runner in scoring position for Gavin Kelly here to lead off the game.
Kelly out of Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. And a called strike. The left-hander Cook on the mound for Ohio University from Penfield, New York, which is a suburb of Rochester. And Wilson couldn't come up with it cleanly, and so with Ines remaining at second base, and he had to, Kelly reaches on the error.
It just looked like Wilson took his eyes off the ball, looking up to see where Kelly was coming up the line, trying to throw it before he had it.
Now Guzman. And ball one. What a finish Armani Guzman had in 2025. He was 12 for 23 in the final 6 games of the year. 4 hits, including the game winner over Kentucky in the regional final.
And all of that coming off of a season where he wasn't, an everyday starter. He was a guy that would, plug in the, third base or right field, center field occasionally, to being the regional MVP down in the Clemson regional. And, now looking at a guy who you want to start every single day and then as your 3-hitter. And a 3-hitter is not afraid to lay a bunt down. Don't see that very often, but a guy like Guzman who's talented in that way that he can get those bunts down. He's quick enough to get up the line so he can treat it as a bunt for hit situation and move guys over for the middle part of your lineup.
Scoreless bottom of the first inning. And 1 away. So Cook records the strikeout. 2 on, 1 out. High strike at the letters. And Sean Smith, the designated hitter, steps in. Runner breaks for second. They're breaking out of play. The ball fouled away as Ines was breaking for third and Kelly for second, and they'll return to their stations. This is a West Virginia team that has recorded 17 strikeouts in the first 6 games, picking up 6 stolen bases in each of 2 of the first 6 games.
And Sean Smith had a fun opening to the season. The Georgia Southern transfer going back to Georgia Southern during the Mountaineers opening weekend. One of the only Mountaineers with a home run on the year. Smith, Schoenfield, Gravelin. Gravelin with, I believe, 2 home runs on the year.
Gravelin hitting the 2 home runs at Georgia Southern. And we may have our first replay look of the year. Yes, indeed we will. The former Bobcat, Matt Einish. Was he picked off or not? We'll find out in a moment. Have a chance here to say congratulations to the crew that worked feverishly to get this field playable. Here's the replay for you.
Safe. And I can confidently say that I'm going to be 1 for 1 this year.
You know, the high throw.
Yeah, if that throw's down and on the money, then Einish is out. But Henson having to go up to make that catch and drag that ball down to make the tag makes it really hard to get an out on throws like that.
Scoreless here in the bottom of the first inning. Both teams have put together threats in this first inning. Ohio U with a couple of base hits at the top of the inning, and yet the Bobcats had runners thrown out at the plate and at third. There's the safe call. So Einish at second base, Kelly at first, 1 out, and the count 1 ball 1 strike. Steve Saban's the head coach. Coaches third. Saban's leading West Virginia to the Big 12 regular season championship a year ago. A program record 44 wins. And West Virginia advancing to the Super Regionals for a second consecutive year. 3-2 on Smith. Einish at second. Kelly the runner at first. Scoreless bottom of the first inning. 3-2 pitch. And the bases are loaded.
The Cook fastball coming in typically around 88 to 89, so consistently in the high 80s with a tail away from those lefty batters. Makes it a little easier for Sean Smith to lay off of those.
And now Schoenfeld inside ball 1. Schoenfeld, his first year for West Virginia, hit a grand slam in the ball game at Liberty on Friday, and he bats here in the bottom of the first inning with the bases loaded. No score. Dribbler to first. Run scores 1-0. As Schoenfeld is the second out of the inning. Einish scores, Kelly goes to third, and Smith to second.
Gets the job done. A run across here in the first inning for West Virginia, and 2 more in scoring position for Gravelin, who we'd mentioned, 2 home runs already on the year, 7 RBIs.
Gravelin from Centerville, Ohio. 3 years playing for Ohio State and hit 19 home runs total in those 3 years. And the count 2-0. Coach C named as the head coach of the Bobcats in June of last year. Previously the associate head coach and pitching coach at Liberty. And the count of 2 balls and a strike. 3-1. The run scored by West Virginia here in the bottom of the first is unearned. 3-1 pitch. And the second walk of the inning, and the bases are reloaded. Brock Wills, North Carolina player, hitting .385 early season. Outside ball one. And that's going to force Stack to the mound to talk to the left-hander as Aiden Cook has given up a couple of walks in this inning.
2 walks so far this inning. He's got, as we'd mentioned, 11 walks in 3.2, so 3 2/3 innings pitched in his 2 appearances prior to this one, so 13 total now in 4 innings for Cook.
Nick Erickson, the pitching coach for Ohio University. Erickson and Matt Carpenter were on the staff with Coach C at Liberty last year. One and one. Kelly, the runner at third, Smith at second, Gravelin at first. And the count of 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ethan Stewart in the bullpen for Ohio. Right-handed junior from Langsville, Ohio.
Two outs, bases loaded, 1-2 pitch. And the last thing Cook wants to do now is to go 3-2 and give the runners a head start.
Yeah.
1-0 Mountaineers. Cook on to Alexander. West Virginia in the bottom of the first, 1 run. There was 1 hit. There was an error and 3 left on base after 1. West Virginia 1, Ohio nothing. .44 wins, the most wins for the program. Number 1 seed was West Virginia in the Phillips 66 tournament. West Virginia had a first-round bye. In the quarterfinals, defeated number 8 Cincinnati, but then lost in the semifinals to Arizona. And Arizona went on to win the championship, beating TCU in the championship game 2-1 in 10 innings. And Randy Macy did such a fabulous job of keeping this program alive. There was so much talk over a decade ago about would baseball continue to be viable at West Virginia University. Randy Macy saw to it that it not only was viable, but became a winning program. And then the torch was passed to Steve Sabins after Macy finished up the 24 season.
And Steve Sabins didn't slow down. Got the Mountaineers back to a super regional. Weston Macy there in the dugout, namesake.
And Weston, who had so much adversity in his life, was challenged after being injured on the baseball field. And then Weston Macy got the chance to play here at West Virginia, and sure enough, he has already recorded his first college hit. Going to bring up Grant Wilson as Henson flies to right.
The third baseman, number 20, Grant Wilson, is the next batter.
Grant Wilson from Bradenton, Florida, the home of the Pirates, spring training home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Grant Wilson redshirted at Tulane a year ago. 1-0 Mountaineers. Top of the second inning. David Hagan with a 1-ball pitch. 1-1. I mentioned during the first inning that Matt Carpenter, who played college baseball at Ohio State, a third base coach for the Bobcats. Matt Carpenter's brother, Will, is the director of operations for this Ohio U baseball program. And Matt and Will's dad, Matt Sr., played baseball at Mississippi State. And Matt was telling me earlier today his dad is now retired and living down in Florida. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Wilson,
Now, you had mentioned that Matt told you that it felt like Florida here today.
as opposed to what they experienced in Tennessee. 2-2 pitch outside. The first 7 games for Ohio U, they played the 4-game series in Illinois, and then the 3 in Tennessee. Not like they've gone down to Florida or Georgia early in the season. 3-2 pitch. 2 down. Partner, I've never been one to belabor the issue of the weather. But I'll ask you this probably trite question. On a cold day, who has the advantage, the hitter or the pitcher?
Pitchers for sure. The pitchers for sure. I challenge hitters inside. They're already a little hesitant to take the ball off the handle of the bat. But also as a pitcher, you're moving around a lot more, so you stay warmer.
David Hagan puts together a 1-2-3 top of the second. At the end of an inning and a half, West Virginia 1, Ohio U nothing. Well, some of the players that have transferred to West Virginia, Cole's gotten a couple of starts already this year. Montasa of Delphi is a Division II program.
Yep. Seton Hill Division II as well.
Oh, yeah,
right
that's
up
right.
the road in Pennsylvania. That Ian Korn transferred in from Seton Hill. Monteza, you mentioned, had gotten a couple of starts already for the year, and it looks like Cook might have.
Yeah, that graphic, it was talking about Ian Korn.
Ian Korn, yeah.
And I was referring to Chanson Cole, who's gotten a couple of starts. Chanson transferring from a Division II school in Newberry College.
Yeah, West Virginia really liking those Division II transfers. They've had a lot of luck with them over the last couple of years. So I guess just keep going back to that well if it's going to work.
And that will be the end of Aiden Cook's day on the mound.
And the new pitcher is Ethan Stewart, who we had mentioned was warming up back in the first for Ohio.
So Stewart will have some extra time to warm up, but no doubt you remember that Tyler mentioned that Stewart was tossing earlier in the ball game. Well, Ohio University, Mike Schmidt. Mike Schmidt, who hit 548 home runs in his career, and as it turns out, Mike Schmidt hit his 500th home run in Pittsburgh's Three Rivers Stadium off a West Virginian, off Don Robinson. Mike Schmidt, 12-time All-Star, 3-time National League MVP, led the Bobcats to the College World Series in 1970. By the way, that year Ohio U defeated the eventual College World Series winners from Southern Cal. Dave Kingman played for Southern California then. Mike Schmidt, greatest third baseman in the history of the game.
Yeah. New pitcher Ethan Stewart from Langsville, Ohio, 6'1" junior righty, comes in with a 9.45 ERA, 2 appearances on the year and 6 2/3 innings pitched. Final line for Cook ends up being 1 inning pitched, 1 strikeout, 2 walks, and he gave up one hit. And the run that came in was unearned as well. So 1 run scored, but that was an unearned run.
Coach C played 3 seasons at Ohio University after transferring from Georgia. Andrew C., his wife Shauna, is in real estate, and the coach was telling me earlier today that he and Shauna have a daughter, Vale, who is a first grader. Monty Montaro makes a great point. when I said Mike Schmidt is the greatest third baseman in the history of baseball, I meant counting everything. He won 10 Gold Gloves, hit 548 home runs, but Monty makes a valid point that the best defensive, just counting defensive play, Brooks Robinson.
Okay, yeah. 16
Gold Gloves.
Wow.
And that'll bring up Brody Kresser.
Leading off for West Virginia is the second baseman, number 12.
Remember, last year Brody was hit by a pitch in the face, broke his nose, then had to have the shoulder surgery after last year.
Yep.
Already this year, he's had a line drive, or has had a pitch hit him in the shin.
He also had a pitch hit him in the toe last weekend as well. But you remember when Kresser got hit by that pitch, he was right back out on Sunday starting at shortstop. So guy doesn't like to spend a whole lot of time off of the field.
Fly ball, Harris makes the catch one away. And that'll bring up Tyrus Hall. Here's a most interesting story. A young man from Victoria, British Columbia, who played community college down in Louisiana in 2024 and again last year. And Steve Sabins talks about Hall and says he's big, he's strong, and he's fast. He's already has picked up 4 stolen bases.
Yeah, that's what you want in that 9 spot. You want somebody who can, can get in a scoring position for the top of your lineup, and whether that's going to be a guy that can hit for extra bases, hit doubles, triples, or somebody that can get to first, hit a single, and steal second. So, however you can, you've got to try to get in a scoring position, whether you hit to second base or whether you run to second.
You know, whenever we talk about Canadians, 1-1 pitch down low, it's appropriate to mention how successful Sam White was playing for West Virginia. And as it turns out, this young man, Tyrus Hall, played on the National Canadian Baseball Team 2 years with Sam White. Count 3-1, 1 out. 1-0 West Virginia, bottom of the second inning. Three and two. Ball fouled away. West Virginia will go to Kennesaw State this weekend and play games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 3-2 pitch. And a 1-out walk.
Kennesaw State in a new stadium this year. So West Virginia, that return trip from last year, where Kennesaw came here, West Virginia will now go down and get to play in the new ballpark.
And let's see if Hall is running here. Ball bunted. It's a perfect bunt by Einish. 2 men on, 1 out.
Great heads-up play there by catcher Tyler Stack to cover third base, because Hall had rounded second, was headed that way. Catchers jump out, field it if you can, but if you're going to give way to that third baseman, you've got to get over and cover third base so that runner at first can't take the extra base on you.
2 out, 1 out, 1-0 West Virginia. Bottom of the second. Here's Gavin Kelly. Kennesaw State hosting West Virginia this weekend. Last year, when the Mountaineers won their first 13 games, the first loss of 2025 suffered by the Mountaineers was to Kennesaw State right here in this ballpark. Line to left. Bases loaded. as Hall stops at third. Einish at second. Kelly, the single.
Yeah, ball 102 miles an hour off the bat. Just hit way too hard to the shallow left fielder Boyd to be able to score. Hall there. But as we had mentioned, you know, back in the first, Ohio getting the runner thrown out at the plate for the second out of the inning. Not ideal, because your runner is safe at third with one out, and there's a bunch of different ways to score a runner from third with one.
Middle infielders a double play depth. Bases loaded, one out, 1-0 West Virginia. And this is the third time, and we're only in the second inning, the third time that West Virginia has loaded the bases in this game. Off speed pitch, 1-1. And 2-1.
And both times that West Virginia has had the bases loaded, the hits have not passed the pitcher's mound. The Schoenfield hit was a chopper up the first base line that ended up in 3U, and then Wills was a chopper back to the pitcher, 1-3.
Hit sharply. Second baseman Henson to Bryant, and one out. 2-0 West Virginia as the Bobcats are unable to turn the inning-ending double play.
But that's why you mentioned that a runner at third with one out is vital to success in scoring those runs, because even a chopper to the infield, like that one there, hit to the right side, scores that run, and a guy like Guzman, you can't double him up. So West Virginia here with a 2-run lead.
First and third, 2 outs. Across the diamond from one another, Einish and Guzman. Base hit. Scoring from third. Hall, 3-0 West Virginia. Throw to third. Safe. Smith, the RBI, base hit, and Smith takes second on the throw.
Fastball down and away, and Smith stays on it, 108 miles an hour off the bat. Scores Einish from third and moves Guzman to third. So now 2 runners in scoring position for Schoenfeld.
Schoenfeld takes a strike. Now 1 ball, 1 strike. Schoenfeld, who played at Colorado Mesa last year. I guess he, let's see, he was there 23, 24, and 25. Runner at third, Guzman. Smith at second. And the 2-1 pitch. Foul ball. So Steve Saban's ball club has taken a 3-0 lead. Guzman and Smith, the running mates. 2 down. Drive into right center field. 4-0 with Guzman scoring. 5-0 West Virginia as Smith comes in. Schoenfeld, the 2-out, 2-run triple.
Schoenfeld with the His first triple of the year. And his, well, that'd be 11th RBI now. 8 coming into the game, 1 back in the first, and then 2 there on that triple.
And Graveline to be the 8th batter of the inning. And 3-0 when Schoenfeld hit his grand slam at Liberty last Friday. Had 5 RBIs in that game. 3 in this game already. We're just in the second inning, and the 3-ball pitch from Stewart. And ball 4.
4-pitch walk after the triple. You start to see a little bit more movement in that Ohio bullpen. Also, we did see Max Stifler up and moving around in the West Virginia bullpen. We had mentioned earlier, these midweeks, Steve Sabins likes to go to the bullpen early and often and try to get as many guys in so that you can see what you've got.
And Brock Wills, 9th batter of the inning.
Aaron Blum, the pitcher, up and throwing.
And a foul ball to make it 0-2. Graveline, who has walked twice in the game, the runner at first, Schoenfeld, the runner at third. A 4-run bottom of the second inning. Runner at first on the move, and Graveline steals second base uncontested and steals it standing up. So now it's second and third and 2 outs. And the 1-2 pitch. And fouled out of play.
Change up away there. Coming in at 77. Away from the lefty. Pitch number 30 of the inning.
And the throw to first to complete the strikeout. West Virginia in the second inning scores 4 runs and leads after 2, 5-0. The coaches, Arizona 2 and West Virginia 3. Consider the fact that the preseason player of the year is from TCU, Sawyer Strasnider. And the preseason pitcher of the year is from TCU, Tommy Lepore.
Those preseason rankings. Now they weight the wins, correct? So TCU gets a 4-win head start, and that's how that works, right? That's the benefit of being in the preseason rankings.
No, young whippersnapper.
Okay.
No.
All right, Max Stifler on the mound for West Virginia. 15 appearances on the mound last year as a freshman, 2 starts, 2-1 and a 4.95 ERA in his freshman year. This year, I don't think that he has made an appearance yet. I think this is his first. It is his first appearance.
A year ago, when West Virginia and Ohio University played, and West Virginia won, Stifler started that game.
Yeah, it was Stifler and Hagen got a lot of those midweek starts last year for West Virginia. And this year, those two piggybacking each other. Hagen finishes his first start of the year, 2 innings pitched, 2 complete, 2 hits given up, no runs, and 1 strikeout, no walks.
You know, the wins for Stifler last year, he beat James Madison about the middle of March and then beat BYU on March 29th. 5-0 West Virginia leads. And the 2-1 pitch to Stack. And foul ball outside third. Stack hitting .389 in the early going. The Bobcats will play at Bob Wren Stadium this week, Friday and Saturday against Dayton, and then play at Dayton on Sunday and Monday. And the fastball in high, ball 1.
93 on that ball, up and in to Stack. Ooh, 92 off the backside.
Hit batsman putting Stack aboard as the leadoff hitter of the third.
So both West Virginia pitchers hitting their first hitters. Hagen hit Harris on the elbow to lead off the game. And Stifler there. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball to Stack.
Reese Harmon, I am told, and after doing my homework, I was told that Reese Harmon is a chess player. This young man played at Seattle last year. The left-handed batter, the designated hitter for Ohio U. 5-0 West Virginia leads.
Yeah, I've never played chess.
Nor have I.
I just can't understand it. You give me a baseball game, I can tell you the ins and outs of just about anything, but you put a chessboard in front of me and I just stare. I black out.
And the wild pitch, putting Stack at second base. We just a moment ago showed you the preseason poll. As you watch this fastball go back to the padding, and we're going to have a meeting at the mound. Keep in mind that there are 14 baseball teams in the Big 12, and each team plays 10 of the other 13 teams, 3-game series for a total of 30 games. West Virginia this year will not play Arizona, ranked number 2 in the preseason poll. The Mountaineers will not play Oklahoma State, the 5th-ranked team, and West Virginia will not play Utah, the 14th ranked preseason team. And by the way, if you were to use the coaches' preseason poll as a barometer, and who knows whether that's wise or not, Cincinnati has the easiest schedule, as Cincinnati does not play number 1 TCU, number 2 Arizona, or number 4 Arizona State. And the team with the toughest schedule, according to the preseason poll, UCF. As UCF this year must play all of the top 7 rated clubs.
Wow. I'll tell you what, Arizona State looks really, really good. They're 8-0 on the year. Just went to Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's ranked 8th, and just walloped Oklahoma 15-3. They play them again tonight in Norman, but Arizona State 8-0 on the year with wins at Omaha, swept the series at Omaha, midweek win against Connecticut. St. John's a win, weekend series there, and that's, see David Hagan finishing his outing in the bullpen. It looks like we have a pinch hitter here.
We do indeed. Cam Hill in the first inning. Taylor Harris was hit by a pitch. Two men on as Stifler has walked the 8 and 9 batters of the inning to lead off the inning. Top of the third, West Virginia leads 5-0.
Misses there too. Slider.
West Virginia scoring a run on the first, 4 runs on the second. Really part of this year, West Virginia has recorded a couple of shutouts, the back-to-back shutouts at Liberty, a 12-0 victory on Friday, the 2-0 win in the first game of the doubleheader on Saturday. Bryson Thacker now tossing in the West Virginia bullpen out beyond the right field fence. And the count 2-1.
Thacker, 3 appearances already on the year in those weekend series. Made 2 appearances down at Georgia Southern, was the first and the last Mountaineer out of the bullpen that weekend.
And now 2 balls, 2 strikes. Runner at second is Stack. Harmon at first. And the 2-2 pitch. Hit batsman, bases loaded.
It's 3 hit batters on the game already for Ohio. 3 hit batters, 1 walk.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And Polinsky to bat. And with that, Steve Sabins to the mound. So Stifler's day consists of just facing 3 batters. Here in the top of the third, the home opener in Morgantown, West Virginia, and the Mountaineers lead 5-0.
Oftentimes, patients come here because they've had pain for a long time and no one's been able to help them. You don't need to suffer in silence. We have the capabilities, training, and expertise to help you. We use a multidisciplinary approach and try to get you at the highest level of activity with the lowest level of pain. The WVU Medicine Center for Integrative Pain Management is your one-stop shop for pain treatment.
Hi, we're WVU. You probably know us for screaming. And yeah, we're pretty good at it. But here, it's more than a chant. It's our celebration of innovation.
Let's go.
Our rallying cry for community.
Let's go!
And honestly, it's just our way of life. So whether you're chasing big dreams or just chasing sunsets,
Let's go!
So Bryson Thacker comes on as the third West Virginia pitcher of the day.
This lefty redshirt sophomore from Rome, Georgia, was a transfer in from Tennessee. And like we had mentioned, already on his 4th appearance of the year, 2 appearances down at Georgia Southern, 1 last weekend against Liberty, 3.38 ERA, 2 2/3 pitched in those relief appearances. Fastball low 90s. And Thacker, I believe I saw a 5-pitch mix on Thacker. I'm sorry, 6 pitches. There's fastball, sinker, slider, curveball, sweeper, and changeup. So variety there for Thacker.
As we pull back from the West Virginia campus across the river. What a beautiful setting. And with the bases loaded, Polinsky will be stepping in here in the 3rd inning.
So Max Stifler didn't record any innings pitched. No hits, no runs, no strikeouts, 2 walks, and a hit batter.
I was trying to figure out earlier with this Ohio University team busing, 2.5 hours from Athens, Ohio, left at 7:30 this morning. Game started at 1:30. Game ends at 5:30. They get out of here at 6:30. Yeah. Makes for a full day.
Yeah, it's a full day. Sure is.
And the exciting challenge here for Thacker to see if he can't impress the coaching staff by minimizing the damage here in the top of the 3rd inning. Count 2-0.
That sinker from Thacker there, 89 out of the zone. So not many pitches seen this inning. Nice Bobcat lineup.
And 2-1.
88 on that sinker.
Two and two.
Great pitch there. Comes back with that slider, 78. Bottom part of the zone.
Yeah, pretty impressive how he spotted that 2-1 pitch for the strike.
Yeah, and great mix there too. You got a slider going in, down toward the knees of the lefty, and then you're going to break out a slider on the outer half and do it twice. That was a cut fastball there, 90. When you've got a pitcher who can mix a sinker and a cutter both at about the same speeds, it really puts hitters at a disadvantage. Got pitches moving away, pitches moving in, all at the same speed, all at the same release point.
So in the case of Cam Boyd, okay, he comes in, he's watching the new pitcher face a left-handed batter. What could he have learned from having watched Thacker against Polinsky?
Well, one of the things that you want to watch for is timing. You know, you want to time yourself up to the new pitcher while you're in the on-deck circle. Timing is the most important. You want to make sure that that your swing is matching up to what you see, and then you want to try to get as close to behind the catcher as you can so that you can see what kind of breaks you're going to be working with. It's good to get a report from the guy that just saw him for 4 pitches, but you want to use your own eyes and see what kind of pitches you're dealing with and what timing you're working with.
Count 2-1 in this inning. Stack reached on a hit batsman with the second on a wild pitch. Harmon walked, and then Hill was hit by a pitch. One out, bases loaded. 5-0 West Virginia, third inning. And now 3-1. Advantage Cameron Boyd.
And Stifler responsible for all 3 runners on base.
The lead runner being Stack. West Virginia's infield at double play depth. And the 3-1 pitch is popped back out of play. Or, it is in play. And the spin of the ball brings it back into territory where catcher Kelly makes the grab. 2 down.
Great job by Kelly there, sprinting to a spot and then settling under that ball. A lot of catchers will take their time getting back to that ball, knowing that it's going to work back into them. But the problem is, whenever that happens, as you approach the ball, your eyes are still bouncing up and down and moving. But Kelly doing a great job of getting to a spot, setting himself up so that he could watch that ball.
2 down, Bryant. And a strike. Boyd and Bryant had back-to-back singles in the Ohio U first inning. But the Bobcats had 2 runners thrown out on the base paths in that first inning. Harris thrown out at the plate, and Boyd trying to steal, was thrown out at third.
A dangerous pitch there from Thacker. Sinker that stayed out over top of the plate with the break, ended up in the middle part of the zone. Those are the sinker pitch is one that you want to get in underneath the hands. That one left up over the plate.
Quite a job by Bryson Thacker. Comes into the ball game and strikes out 2 and gets a foul pop. So Ohio U leaves the bases loaded, and West Virginia leads 5-0 after 2.5.
To record the 3rd strikeout, or 2nd strikeout of that inning with the 3rd out. And we had just talked the pitch before about leaving that sinker up in the zone, and it broke back over the middle part of the plate. But Thacker doing a great job there of starting that sinker out of the zone and breaking it back down in, bearing it down in that bottom corner.
So the left-hander Aaron Bloom comes on now from Cincinnati, Ohio. And Max Stifler can thank Bryson Thacker for not adding to his earned run average, as Stifler came on, hit a couple of batters, walked a batter. The bases were loaded, but Ohio U does not score as Thacker slams the door.
Aaron Bloom on here for Ohio. 27 ERA in 1 appearance this year. 2/3 of an innings pitched. And he's given up 2 hits, 2 earned runs, 2 walks.
Brody Kresser fly to center his first time up.
We'd mentioned Brody Kresser leading the team, leading the Big 12 in batting average at .538, and he's hitting in the 8th spot. It's nice that you can have a guy in the bottom part of your order like that, gets on base as much as he does, and Kresser just 2 RBIs on the year, but 2 doubles. So guy that can get extra base hits. And then, we talked about Tyrus Hall, 294, can steal bases. Well, Kresser had 13 of those last year. So guys at the bottom part of your order that can run gives RBI opportunities for the top of your order.
Count goes to 2-1. And a 3-1 on a pitch way off the plate. 5-0 West Virginia leads. Early in this ball game, 3 RBIs for Schoenfeld, 1 apiece for Guzman and Smith. Fly ball right field. In the corner, Kresser into second base with a leadoff double.
That was a fastball out. Cresser goes with it, drives it down the right field line, and West Virginia not afraid to bunt in these situations, regardless of the lead.
Third baseman playing back for Ohio U. There's the bunting stance and a called strike. And with that, third baseman Wilson moves up a couple of steps, and Alexander close at first. Count 0-2. West Virginia starts its Big 12 season at Baylor. First game of the Big 12 for the Mountaineers this year will be Friday, March 13th.
I talked to Jake Wakehorst, who does radio on the other side, and he's a ex-Baylor pitcher. He's going to be making that trip down, see some family down in Waco, and he's really excited for that trip. Be the first one that be Coach Saban's first trip as a head coach to Waco.
Bouncer to second that will move Cresser to third. Henson and Alexander get together for the out. Runner at third, one out. Five nothing West Virginia.
Next is for West Virginia, number 17, Matt Heinisch.
With this 5-0 lead for the Mountaineers. Heinisch, the left-handed batter. And the infield for Ohio U playing back. And the strike to make it 1-1. Cresser at third, one out. Heinisch doubled and scored in the first, bunt single and scored in the second.
Bullpen's very busy for both sides. In West Virginia, freshman Wyatt Mosley throwing. And for Ohio, Hunter Brooks and Hayden Blosser.
6-0 West Virginia. On the ground out, Heinisch retired 4-3 as Cresser scores for run number 6.
Runners at third with one out. Great way to score runs. That is the third time this game West Virginia has scored a runner from third base with one out, with one or less than one.
And Kelly, he's 1 for 2. 2 down, a run in. Bottom of the third, the Mountaineers lead 6-0. Two and one. So Kelly and Gravlin will do a bulk of the catching for West Virginia. When Kelly doesn't catch, he plays second base. When Gravlin doesn't catch, he plays the outfield. He's playing left field today. Good bit of versatility for Steve Salmons.
That's one of the things that we have seen from these West Virginia teams as of late is their adaptability, their versatility. You know, talk about a guy like Sam White earlier, and Sam White played just about every position on the field for West Virginia. during his time. I think the only position that he didn't play was center field. He was a third baseman for a while. He caught while Logan Save was hurt. First, second, left field, right field. And you've got a guy like Kelly who could play all of those positions and play it at a very high level as well.
Out number 3, West Virginia scores a run on 1 hit in the bottom of the 3rd. We go to the 4th. It's West Virginia 6, Ohio University nothing. Great work by Thacker to shut down Ohio U with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 3rd inning.
And nobody happier than Max Stifler, who's responsible for all of those runners on base. But Thacker comes in, shuts the door there, gets West Virginia out of a jam, but gives way to Wyatt Mosley, freshman, making his pitching debut. And Mosley, I mentioned a freshman from Dansville, Michigan. Played at Dansville High School for Coach Matt Bailey. 4-time All-District, 3-time All-State. So number 3 left-handed pitcher and number 7 overall player in Michigan. So a guy that pitching staff here is very, very excited about.
So Jimmy and Jamie's son comes on, and he'll be facing hitters 5, 6, and 7 in the Ohio University order. For Ohio University, it will begin conference play on Friday, March the 6th against Northern Illinois. 3 o'clock game at Bob Wren Stadium. Then the Saturday game of that series at 2. The Sunday game against Northern Illinois at 1 o'clock. And Henson to lead off here in the 4th. It's turned out to be a bright day, or mostly cloudy, but some sunshine to attempt to add some warmth to this Wednesday. So Henson, who played at Virginia Commonwealth last year, 5 multi-hit games this year. And ball 1. Earlier in our broadcast, we were talking about Mike Schmidt, who came out of Ohio University, and they're a guy that was a Bobcat, and matter of fact, one of my favorite people from my days announcing the Pittsburgh Pirates, Bob Brenly, out of Ohio University, out of Coshocton, Ohio. Bob Brenly, who played in the big leagues with the Giants and the Blue Jays, is the leadoff walk for Henson. Brenly managed the Arizona Diamondbacks from 2001 to 2004 and led the Diamondbacks to the World Championship in 2001, as Arizona that year defeated the Yankees in 7 games. And Bob Brenly, also a broadcaster, Major League broadcaster. Whoa, and out at first base, Henson. Too far off, 1 away.
The benefits of being a lefty is you're able to look at that guy at first base, and as soon as Henson leaned into a secondary lead, he got caught and wipes away that free base that Mosley had given him just a pitch before.
The 3rd time in this game that Ohio U has had a base runner erased from the base paths. Hey, that ancillary base at first. Was it green last year or was it orange?
I think it was orange. It's been multiple colors. Green and orange, and they were half of the season last year it was orange and half of the season it was green. I'm waiting for it to be yellow and blue, and I think it was blue at one point last year too.
Foul ball, count 1 and 2.
Could be
Or
aqua, charcoal.
aubergine. 6-0. West Virginia leading in the fourth. And the 1-2 pitch. Fouled out of play. My partner, Tyler Barnett, knows that I have a number of words that I would prefer that sportscasters don't use. And one of them, there's out number 2 on the strikeout. One of them is the word unbelievable. I sincerely believe that as you watch it, that pitch down and in for the second out of the inning, I sincerely believe that it is misused by so many broadcasters. But there's something that I think almost comes close to allowing you to use the word unbelievable.
Okay.
And that is on Friday the 13th, which was almost 2 weeks ago, Baylor's Tice Armstrong hit 3 grand slams in one game.
Right.
I mean, just consider the fact. I mean, it's not so amazing that he hit 3 home runs, but that you would come to bat
In that
3
situation.
times with the bases loaded.
Yeah.
And that's what I maintain makes it borderline unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I mean, you've heard of 3 home run games before, 4 home run games before, but
yeah.
like you say, to come into that situation 3 times in the same game. Doesn't matter who you're playing.
I mean, 3 home runs in a World Series. Reggie Jackson,
Yeah.
Babe Ruth did it a number of times.
Right.
Ohtani did it. I think he's the most recent to have done it. Did it in the 2025 World Series. And ball 4. So we've had a walk in this inning, a pick off, a strikeout, and Brady Alexander, who hails from Pittsburgh and a graduate of Shaler High School. It's talking about Ohtani, 3 home runs, 6+ scoreless innings pitched, 10 strikeouts in that Dodgers sweep of the Brewers in 4 games to advance to the World Series. And by the way, Babe Ruth was the first ever to hit 3 home runs in a postseason game.
I also want it to be known that anybody who's not listened to Lanny call a game before, he does not have, he's not Googling these answers as we go along. Like, he does not have a computer in front of him. He does not have anybody help. He has cue cards. Hit cue cards. Here we go. With every single situation that you could possibly think of. Every stat, the data that is carried on those cue cards carries us through games.
Sometimes effectively. No runs, no hits. 1 left on after 3.5 innings on the home opening day at Morgantown's Kendrick Family Ballpark. 6-0 Mountaineers. RBI single by Smith made it 3-0, and then Schoenfeld followed immediately with a 2-run triple and made it 5-0 West Virginia, and the Mountaineers tacked on a 6th run in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So for the 4th, 2nd inning for Bloom.
Bloom, the first Ohio pitcher to make it past the break. So we saw Aiden Cook came back out for the 2nd inning, but left due to something in his shoulder, injury, tightness, something along those lines. And then gave way to Ethan Stewart. Ethan Stewart came out in the third, gave way to Aaron Bloom, and Bloom now carrying into the fourth inning.
And for Guzman, his walk-up song and the lyric line, I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Guzman 0 for 2. In the third spot of the order, started the first 6 games of the year in center field and has the start this afternoon at first base. And the Mountaineers will play Kennesaw State this weekend in Georgia and then be home to Radford Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. And then a weekend series against Columbia. And count 3-0 on Guzman.
West Virginia getting really lucky with their road trip weather too. Going down to Georgia a couple weekends ago. Then last weekend at Liberty, they lucked into some 60-degree weather down there in Virginia. And then when it's going to be 40 degrees back here in Morgantown, they're going to be going down to Georgia again.
That first series at Baylor. Sean Smith walked in the first, singled in the second. And ball 1. West Virginia 6 runs on 6 hits. One ball, no strikes. And a throw to first base. Monty and I were talking over the break, following up on our conversation about Babe Ruth, the famous story about Babe Ruth telling little Johnny that he had a home run for him. That was in a World Series game. I always thought it was against the Cubs, but Monty points out that it was against the Cardinals, and that is one of the 2 times that Babe Ruth hit 3 home runs in a World Series game.
Did you call those games?
No, I came on board just right after that. Yeah.
Okay.
I started announcing when Franklin Roosevelt moved into the White House.
Right.
And the pitch is outside, 2 balls, no strikes. 6-0 West Virginia leads in the 4th. And 3-0.
Monty says he's leaving. He already put in his work for the day.
And a called strike 3-1. Roger Lenhart is our producer. Scott Bartlett, our director. Looking forward to a complete and exciting season of broadcasts on ESPN Plus from the Kendrick Family Ballpark in Wagner Field.
Excited to be back. One of my favorite parts is always hearing your enthusiasm for the preseason rankings when we show those on the screen.
Here's the 3-1 pitch and a called strike. You know, in light of the fact that I had been so dismissive of preseason ranking, that's why I did that exercise during the recent snowstorm.
Right.
I sat down that day when we couldn't go anywhere and put together that list of which teams were playing which and what teams were the Big 12 teams not playing.
Yeah.
Just to get a sense as to, and we'll find out whether this preseason poll, and it's as fresh as a week-old bread about 2 days after it's released. And a called strike.
I think, looking at those rankings, that Arizona State has been the most impressive of that group so far. And as we say, it's only been 2 weekends. Some teams have played midweek, some have not. There's even teams that I was looking at the MAC standings, and UMass is up near the top of that. They've only played 4 games so far, so and they haven't even played an entire weekend.
Here's the 0-2 pitch. I understand that preseason rankings are good for stimulating publicity
Right.
for the sport.
Gives you something to talk about.
Yeah, that's right. But I'm wondering what the average amount of time spent by Big 12 coaches.
Yeah.
How much time they put into voting preseason.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably just check a couple of boxes and send it away, one of those things.
Runner at first, 1 out on the 2-2 pitch. Full count.
Send it to the
So how long,
grad
Monty,
assistant.
how long do you think a typical coach spends on his preseason rankings? 10 minutes? That much, huh? 3-2 pitch. Grabbed by Alexander. And that's the only out at first base on the play. Guzman advances to second.
Guzman's speed able to keep him out of that double play there. Seen a lot more runners lately waiting for that throw to be made and going back to first base, especially whenever a first baseman has to dive back toward the bag and the tag is almost immediate. But Guzman, with his speed, able to get into scoring position here with 2 outs for Gravelin. Gravelin 2 walks so far on the day, but a guy that has 7 RBIs already for West Virginia.
And now Gravelin batting with a runner at second and 1 out. 6-0 West Virginia, 4th inning. And the count 1-1.
Great pitch there. Sinker away, 87 miles an hour. The outer half of the plate. Had almost like a change-up action, but thrown at 87 miles an hour, which is near the top of what Bloom has been throwing.
Runner going on the 2-1 pitch. It is ball 3 and stolen base number 5 for Guzman.
And Guzman just gets a great jump there. And Coach Saban's talked about, Guzman having the freedom on the bases to be able to do things like that. If he's going to get a jump without Bloom even taking a second look at him, you don't want to make the third out at third base, but that was almost a free bag.
West Virginia won that 11-10 game earlier this year because of Kelly stealing third and drawing an errant throw that led to the decisive run, the 11-10 win over Georgia Southern on March the 14th. And Coach C to the mound as Gravelin has walked for the 3rd time in the game. Hunter Brooks.
Yeah, Hunter Brooks back up again. It was last inning was Hunter Brooks and Hayden Blosser.
And the signal has been made by Andrew C. to bring Brooks on as the 4th pitcher of the game. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. West Virginia has runners at first and third, 2 outs. The Mountaineers leading 6-0.
Hunter Brooks on the mound for the Bobcats, the junior righty from Jamestown, Ohio. And Brooks with 3 outings so far this year, 3 innings pitched, a 15 ERA. He's given up 5 runs across those 3 innings, 4 walks, and 1 strikeout to 5 hits.
Ohio pitchers today have walked 6. We're here in the 4th inning. The 2 runners on base for West Virginia here in the bottom of the 4th inning reached by way of base on balls. Guzman the leadoff walk in the inning, and is at third, Gravelin at first, and Wills ready to step in 0 for 2.
That seems to be the knock on this Ohio pitching staff. 36 walks coming into today. That makes what, 42 now for the season. So 42 walks across 7 games is pretty tough to overcome when you're giving away free bases like that. And here it puts you in a situation first and third with a lefty at the plate, so that lefty blocks the view of your catcher watching the runner at first. But you've got to think with the speed on third that if you throw that ball down to second to try to record the third out of the inning, that you better record that out, or else Guzman is going to score from third.
Brock Wills, last 3 years, University of North Carolina, Wilmington. Brock's dad, Kevin, played basketball at Clemson, graduated from Florida Christian, and then participated in a summer league with the Lakers. Runner going, and the ball fouled away and an about face for Gravelin. Count 0-2. First and third, 2 outs. Gravelin had a huge jump. 1-2.
And the second pitch in a row, he's gotten a great jump, but Wills had to foul that last ball off. 2 strikes. Thankfully able to take that one to get another runner in the scoring position. This changes his at-bat from being able to score 1 run with a single to now being able to score 2.
And the count is 2-2. The 1-2 pitch was outside. 6-0 West Virginia, bottom of the 4th inning. And a 2-2 pitch. Driven well to right field. Home run. Brock Wills, his first home run as a Mountaineer. West Virginia leads 9-0 in the bottom of the 4th.
Here we were talking about Wills being able to score 2 now with a single through the infield. He said, "Now we'll take 3 with a home run." That ball hit 104 miles an hour off the bat. Where he hit it out there to the West Virginia bullpen was probably about 356, because the distance on that was 356 and 1 inch.
West Virginia has scored at least 1 run in each of the first 4 innings. Pitch inside, ball 1. And the strike. So 2 of the runs are charged to Bloom. That means that Bloom is handed 3 runs in an inning and 2/3. And the base hit up the middle. Kresser's second hit of the game. Well, we're in the 4th inning of this game, and each and every one of the 9 West Virginia players has made some type of offensive contribution in this ball game. Hall for 1. He walked and scored in the second. 9-0. West Virginia on top in the 4th inning. And the count 1-1. West Virginia 5-1 so far this year. Swept the 3-game series at Georgia Southern. Took 2 out of 3 at Liberty. And the pitch outside 2-1. With West Virginia starting the year in Georgia, but before the start of the season, Steve Sabins took his crew down to Columbia, South Carolina. Just let's decide, how far south can we bus? Let's get on the buses, and how far do we have to go south before we can find a baseball field
in warm weather
that's playable?
Right.
And they found South Carolina and went down there for just a short period of time and came back late one night and
just drive until the outside temperature gauge on your vehicle says 60 and then jump out and find the closest field.
Yeah, what was happening for the West Virginia team, according to Steve, is they were going through their practices indoors to a large extent. Then they'd come out here and take infield practice.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great thing to have an indoor facility like that, but you can't simulate games, and that's the best way of putting your team to the test and figuring out what you have, is to put them in those game situations. So getting those trips down to South Carolina was necessary. You want to call it beneficial, but it's necessary.
Count 3-2, so Kresser will run on this payoff pitch. 9-0 West Virginia, 4th inning.
Almost a mandatory pick there.
Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Kresser on the move. Shortstop, Bryant. Bounce throw. And in time to end the inning. West Virginia, 3 runs in the bottom of the 4th on the 3-run homer by Brock Wills. 9-0 Mountaineers. The early stages of his second year, taking over after Randy Mazey did such a fabulous job to build this program, and Randy turning the program over to his first lieutenant. 2 super regional appearances, the record 44 wins last year. Steve was saying in one of his press conferences recently, talking about the versatility of the ball club and how he's looking forward to finding how to shuffle the cards. Every major league team, and I guess every team in baseball, believes that to be effective defensively, you've got to be strong up the middle. And so the challenge now for Steve is going to be this year is how does he work in the different positions? Kelly at second, Kelly behind the plate, Gravlin catching, Gravlin in the outfield. Where does Kresser play? Is he at first base because of some shoulder concerns?
Right. How
do you stack up the outfield so you've got good left-handed batters against right-handed pitchers, and vice versa?
I mean, you've got look at a guy like Guzman, who's played a lot of right field last year for West Virginia, and then in the regional he was playing third base and had been playing center field just about every game this year, and now today he's at first, and Kresser back in the middle of the infield where he's a little bit more familiar, and Kelly behind the plate, who had been playing a lot of second base. So I mean, you got guys that you can really just slot in just about anywhere.
Brody the other day, well, I guess it was maybe a little over a week ago at a press conference, talking about the challenge playing first base, learning the footwork at first base.
Yes, that is key. Because it's a lot of people think that I'll just put this foot on the bag and I'll stretch with my other foot wherever it goes. No, it's both feet on the bag. You've got to be able to stretch to both sides. You've got to be able to come across the bag to possibly into a throwing lane to catch a ball, and everything hops differently. You got to think they've been playing on natural surface for the last few games, and those hops that you get on natural surfaces are completely different.
Well, Kresser does a great job of making the diving stop, but his throw does not retire Harmon.
And that's one of the benefits of playing on turf is you can make that backhanded play, diving play, and you don't have to make a strong throw in the air. You can leave that long hop for your first baseman. It's a lot easier to time up and catch coming off of that turf than it is off of a natural surface.
Now Hill is a pinch hitter, was hit by a pitch in the third. West Virginia 9, Ohio University nothing. Swing and a miss. Steve Saban's talking at the press conference about how pleased he was that West Virginia fans are responding. Second consecutive year with the sellout of season tickets. Hit batsman.
The third time.
Yeah, in that number 1 spot. Harris was hit by a pitch in the first, leading off, or in the leadoff spot. Hill hit by a pitch in the third, and Hill hit by a pitch here in the fifth.
It's the third time in that leadoff spot, that one spot, fourth time overall. So Stack with another hit by pitch back in the third.
Mosley to face the left-handed batter Polinsky. And outside.
So lefty on lefty here. West Virginia also has Braden Robinson in the bullpen, a right-hander. And just looking at this Ohio lineup, it goes lefty Polinsky and then righty Boyd, but then lefty Bryant. Then you've got all righties until you hit the bottom part of the lineup.
Nobody out in the top of the fifth inning. And 2-1.
Great looking slider there. Down and away. Great 2-0 pitch. 2-0 hitters are sitting on fastballs. Able to throw a slider there, sneak it down and in, or down and away.
David Hagan started the game for West Virginia, went 2 scoreless innings. Mosley, the 4th Mountaineer pitcher of the day. And the bases are loaded. So Mosley has walked 3 and he's hit a batter. And Steve Saban's to the mound. Steve at the press conference was talking about the possibility of adding down this left field line a standing area that would be similar to what they have here at the ballpark down the right field line, where fans could just stand there at the railing and enjoy their beverage. And also, I guess Steve was saying at the press conference that there's some concern about the vision for people that work off this, or that sit and are located on the hillside to the left, that it's a little more difficult to see through the netting.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the way
fence,
it is laid out there.
Yeah, that fence up there, yeah.
So we've got a 5th West Virginia pitcher coming into the ball game. The Mountaineers lead 9-0.
For West Virginia, freshman making his collegiate debut is Braden Robinson. Robinson, 6'4", 195 out of Crofton, Maryland. Spells the end of the day for Wyatt Mosley. Mosley finished with 1 inning pitched, 1 hit, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, but he's also responsible for all 3 Ohio runners on base, so you can't close the book completely on his outing.
Yeah, Mosley's hoping that Robinson will do for him what Thacker did for Stifler.
He was probably asking, can Thacker come in and just do that same thing, or this?
The runner at third is Harmon. Hill at second. Polinsky at first. And Cameron Boyd. Boyd 1 for 2 in the game. West Virginia scoring 1 run in the first 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 runs in the fourth. Oh, and 2.
Couple of fastballs, upper 80s. That one at 89 in the top part of the zone.
Bases loaded. Nobody out. And 2 and 2.
Last 2 pitches up and out of the zone. Even the strikes were in the top part of the zone. Robinson got to start forcing the ball down. Don't want to leave pitches elevated here with the bases loaded. Anything down, you want to force ground ball.
Full count. In this inning, infield single for Harmon. Hill hit by a pitch. Polinsky walked. And a bases loaded walk. Ohio U has its first run of the game, and the West Virginia lead is 9-1. Nobody out, bases still loaded. RBI number 8 on the year for Boyd. Cam Bryant. Flare into right field, base hit. Hill scores. And the other Bobcats move up 90 feet. Polinsky to third, Boyd to second on the RBI single of Bryant. And now it is a 9-2 ball game in favor of West Virginia.
After a walk, you try really hard to start throwing strikes again. That one just left right down the heart of the plate. 88 miles an hour, almost batting practice pitch for Bryant there.
2 in, 3 on, nobody out. Henson swings at the first pitch.
Good mix there. Robinson with the breaking ball, the slider. Been all fastballs up to that point.
Base hit into left field. Polinsky scores. Boyd stops at third. Bryant at second. RBI single for Henson. And now it is a 9-3 West Virginia lead. Ohio U has scored 3 times in the inning. And there is nobody out. Still no outs as the first 6 batters of the inning have reached.
That's another pitch left over the heart of the plate, dead center there on the slider.
Ground ball to short. Einish, Kresser. Good pick by Guzman, double play. Boyd scores. Now it's a 9-4 West Virginia lead, but that cleans it up pretty well, 2 outs. with 2 down, Alexander. Brady, the 8th batter of the inning. One pitch. And a foul ball out of play.
Ian Korn in the bullpen for West Virginia, the Seton Hill transfer that we had mentioned earlier.
And here with Bryant at third base. Runner at third. 1-2 pitch from Robinson outside.
I was trying to feel for that one just a little too much. Slider, they just kind of let get away from him.
Count remains at 2-2. Robinson, 5th pitcher of the game. And 3-2. Fouled back. West Virginia jumping out to the 9-0 lead through 4 innings, but a 4-run Ohio U top of the 5th inning. Ball 4. 2-out walk. And now the 6th walk issued by West Virginia pitching. And catcher stacked to bat with runners at first and third. Tyler 0 for 1 plus a hit batsman. Steve Sabins going back out to the mound. Change here. Robinson in his first college appearance faces 5 and gets credit for 2/3 of an inning, having induced a ground ball double play. West Virginia leads 9-4. We're on the top of the 5th inning at the home opener.
Making his 3rd appearance of the year. All 3 in relief roles. 7 innings pitched, a 6.43 ERA. Made appearances in both of West Virginia's previous weekend series. And Korn, a graduate transfer from Seton Hill, right up the road in Greensburg, Pennsylvania. Seton Hill on the PSAC Division II.
And Korn, National Pitcher of the Year. So he comes on here. Runners are at first and third. There were 2 outs. Ohio U had been quieted through 4 innings. No runs on 2 hits, but a 4-run top of the 5th inning.
West Virginia, as we'd mentioned, really loves those Division II pitchers. Steve Sabins says that, you know, if you got a guy that can compete, it doesn't matter what level he's competing at. If he's got the drive to get better, he's got the stuff, then that translates.
Ian was telling me recently that how it turned out that he ended up here with West Virginia. Foul ball. Clay Martin was the pitching coach at Seton Hill, and Clay knew an awful lot about the West Virginia program and recommended that Ian considered becoming a Mountaineer. By the way, Clay Martin is now the pitching coach at Pitt. Count 0-2. First and third, 2 down. 0-2 pitch. Off the carpet to make it 1-2. Runner at third is Bryant. Alexander at first. And another foul ball. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners at the lines for the Bobcats. 1-2 pitch. There's a ball, and uncontested Alexander takes second base. Two. Strike 3. Tyler's the third out. Ohio U stacks 4 runs in the top of the 5th inning. Now it's 9-4 West Virginia.
It was number 29, Hayden Blosser, the sophomore righty from Avon Lake, Ohio, a transfer in from Ohio State. And Blosser, 1 outing so far this year, this being his second, and just 1 inning in that first outing, gave up a hit, a run, or 2 runs. Both of those runs earned 2 walks, leading to an 18 ERA for Blosser. And it means that Hunter Brooks is done after 1/3 of an inning. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run, responsible for 1 of those West Virginia runs.
It'll be the top of the order for West Virginia in the bottom of the 5th inning. Some doubt about whether we would see baseball today, but the crew did such a fabulous job getting rid of the snow that had blanketed this field. Got some sunshine today. All right, here's Einish. Matt, 2 for 3. Has an RBI and has scored 2 runs. And ball 1. Two and 0. Matt Einish grew up playing hockey. His dad, by the way, his dad Jeff was on the hockey team at Lawrence Tech University. And count 2 and 1. Blosser becoming the 11th pitcher of this game. And the base hit. It trundled through that right side between second base and second baseman Henson. And the 3rd hit of the day for Einish.
Einish putting together a great day so far. A double, a bunt, single, that natural single right back up the middle. Exactly what you want out of your leadoff guy, a guy who gets on base.
Einish, after the leadoff single of this 5th inning, now batting .520. Granted, it's still very much early in the year, and Einish 13 hits and 25 at bats. Gavin Kelly 1 for 3. (9-4) West Virginia on top. 1-ball pitch. Strike on the inside corner.
And fastball inside there, 89 to Kelly. And Kelly reached on error back in the first, the single in the second. But fielder's choice out at second base.
Out of play 1 and 2.
Roll down into the snow pile along the first base line. This field looks completely different than the way that it looked whenever we showed up today. Very impressive.
Ball fouled away.
Look at that.
This is from 9:15 this morning.
Incredible. And it's all piled up along the baseline, the foul lines, right outside of the fences too. Look at that. All the rubber pellets from the turf mixed in with the snow.
What a thing of beauty.
Isn't it?
2-2
Beautiful.
the count.
Processed rubber. Gotta love it.
One out here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And I was talking to Matt Wells earlier before the game. He had mentioned that's why they pushed the game back a little bit longer, to give the crew time to get the little bit of snow off the field, but to get it brushed around and get all of the rubber packed back down in and give the teams time to take infield, because everything is going to be pushed around so much. You know, you want to make sure that you get a good feel for the surface that you're playing on, because, you know, you move that stuff around, it plays a little differently. It plays a little softer, plays a little firmer, whatever it might be.
Stack hoping that the pain will subside a little bit. Justin Murphy, the home plate umpire, going out to give Stack some time here. The symbiotic relationship between the home plate umpire and the catcher. Count 2-2. Runner at first is Einish.
Lengthy at-bat here for Kelly. A lot of those with 2 strikes.
And the foul ball to the debris down the left field line.
I throw it back in.
Kelly, the first out of the bottom of the 5th. Swinging at a pitch that was in.
Change up there, 80 miles an hour. And underneath the hands of Kelly.
And Guzman 0 for 2 today. He has scored a couple of runs.
Einish might be on the move here.
Guzman showing bunt and the throw to first base. West Virginia leads 9-5, 9-4 rather.
Might be on the move here again. Like to be aggressive here to second base with 1 out. Stay out of the double play, but give your 3-hitter an opportunity to hit with runner in scoring position. Game gets a little bit tighter at inning by inning.
And the count goes to 2-0. Two and 1. That's a very popular pitch on which to run.
Yep. Einish only 1 attempt stealing base this year. Was thrown out. still, one of the things with stealing base, you don't have to be fast. You just have to have a good jump, and you got to force a throw, and things happen.
Now 3-1.
It's one of the things, like everybody mentions, that Steve Saban's teams run a lot. Well, because they have the opportunity to. What Steve Saban's teams want to do is put pressure on the defense, bunting and running and putting balls in play. They want to force mistakes, and that's why they run so much.
Three 1 pitch. Now full count. 1 on, 1 out. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. West Virginia leading 9-4. Payoff pitch, runner going. The second baseman Henson stayed put, and turns out to be an easy second out as Einish moves up to second base.
Great job running there. Full count, 1 out. A lot of people don't like moving your runner there, because if there's a line drive, then it's double play, inning over. But that's a chance that you're willing to take because you stayed out of that double play there, and then now you're got a runner in scoring position for your 4-hitter.
Sean Smith, the batter, takes a pitch inside. Smith, RBI single, the second one for 2. West Virginia on top 9-4, home half of the 5th inning. And 1-1. Positioned perfectly is Henson. West Virginia's bottom of the 5th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. At the end of 5. The Mountaineers 9, the Bobcats 4. Four runs, back-to-back RBI singles by Cam Bryant and Will Henson. Ball bunted, and it is a perfect bunt laid down by catcher Tyler Stack to lead off the 6th.
Look, Korn was going to be able to get to this, but gives up. Really interferes with Hall being able to get to that, make a play on it.
Excuse me, Herman with the leadoff bunt single. As Stack made the final out, ground ball to short. Einish, Kresser, Guzman, quickly 2 outs. Two outs on what? 2 pitches?
2 pitches, yep.
And Polinsky was 0 for 2. So Korn has now faced 3 batters, and despite giving up the bunt base hit, he has retired 2 of the 3. Nobody on, 2 down, 6th inning, 9-4 West Virginia. Count 0-2. One and 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And a full count.
Slider down 85. Good mix there, though, to fastball outside, that a slider that looks outside but breaks down in the zone, just not able to locate it. And then there, a fastball 88 miles an hour up and out.
7th walk given up by West Virginia pitching. 1 on for Andrew C.'s ball club. Andrew in his first year as the head coach of Ohio University. Andrew, who is from Adrian, Michigan, played 3 seasons for Ohio University, and during those 3 years, Andrew C. hit 30 home runs and recorded 13 wins. Coach C was once named a National Player of the Week that week that he was honored nationally. He had 4 home runs and won 2 ball games. And the count 1-1 on Boyd. Two and one. Back out of play, 2 balls, 2 strikes. West Virginia scoring a run on the first, 4 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth. And Ohio U with a 4-run 5th inning. Two-two pitch. Looped into right field near the line. Polinsky on his way to third. And he'll get there standing up on the second hit of the game for Cameron Boyd. First and third, 2 outs.
Fastball 93 up and in, and Boyd able to get to that, turn it around. No runners at the first and third. And Cam Bryant at the plate. Bryant, RBI back in the 5th inning. Puts him up to 5 on the year.
Cam Bryant, who played at Holy Cross 22, 23, 24. Second year with Ohio University. And Bryant looks at a strike. One and one. Corn's next pitch is a ball. Polinsky, the runner at third, he walked after 2 outs, then moved to third on the single by Boyd. And the 2-1 pitch. 2-2.
Elevated sinker there, 92.
Runner at first going, foul ball back, and Boyd will have to return to first base. Runner goes again. Stolen base for Boyd. 3-2 on Bryant. Second and third, 2 outs. Base on balls. We've had a total of 14 walks in the game. And the bases are loaded for Henson. 9-5, or should be 9-4, West Virginia leads. Henson 1 for 2. And Will's looking for his 6th multi-hit game of the year. And that's something, considering this is only the 8th game of the season for Ohio U. Henson's batting average at .419. One and one. Henson looked like he wanted to pull the trigger. He did not. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 9-4 West Virginia, 6th inning. Base hit inside third. Polinsky scores. Boyd scores. Coming around third is Bryant. Relay to the plate, and Bryant is out. Inning over, but Ohio U picks up 2 more on the base hit by Henson into the left field corner. Second time that Ohio U has had a runner thrown out at the plate in this game. 9-6 West Virginia. Cutoff man.
Yeah. Takes 2 perfect throws, though, to get this out at home, and that's exactly what West Virginia did there.
Einish with the decisive throw. And Ohio U has come back from being down 9. It's now a 3-run ball game.
Leading off the bottom of the 6th inning for West Virginia, number 6, Paul Schoenfeld.
And it's Schoenfeld. 3 RBIs in the game. 2-run triple in the second. First pitch of the bottom of the 6th inning. Drops in near the warning track. Second extra base hit for Schoenfeld, a leadoff double. Last half of the 6th inning.
Ball hit really well. Takes a fastball out and away. It was already elevated, and Schoenfeld just provides a little bit more of the power. And that ball tailing away from that center fielder out into the left center field gap. Schoenfeld with the stand-up double now. Gravlin has 3 walks on the day.
Bottom of the 6th, 9-6 West Virginia. Inside ball 1. Shortstop Bryant jockeying right in behind Schoenfeld initially. Now Ohio U resets the defense and moves Bryant into the hole on the left side of the infield, and second baseman Henson moving towards second base. Fly ball hit well to left field. Gravlin's 3rd home run as a Mountaineer. West Virginia's now in front, 11-6.
Gravlin's first hit as a Mountaineer at Wagner Field. Kendrick Family Ballpark is a 2-run home run, 392 feet into the Ohio bullpen.
Number 16, Brock Wills.
Gravlin previously at Ohio State. 2-run homer against Ohio University this afternoon. Pitch outside to Wills. Wills hit a 3-run homer in the 4th. Counting the home run by Wills 2 innings ago, accounting for runs 7, 8, and 9. Foul ball 2-1. West Virginia, 11 runs on 11 hits. Ohio U, 6 runs, 8 hits. Inside corner, 2-2. And a full count. Nobody out, 2 runs in. Three-two pitch. Ground ball to the shortstop, Bryant. And the ball sneaks away, and a throw that Alexander was unable to handle, and so Wills is safe at first. Second error of the game, charged to Ohio U.
Looking at that, that's going to be an E6.
And Kresser, 2 for 3. Nobody out, 11-6. The Mountaineers lead. Kresser now 9 hits in the first 7 games of the year. .563 batting average. Brody, who played at Des Moines Area Community College, 22 and 23, and third year now with West Virginia.
Kresser, one of the handful of guys on this West Virginia team, has been the back-to-back super regionals.
Two-ball pitch. This fly ball to left field. And one away. Wills back to first. West Virginia 11, Ohio U 6. And Tyrus Hall. Time called, and Coach C is on his way to the mound.
Hunter Winston in the bullpen for Ohio. Looks like he'll be making his way in.
So, another pitching change. Happy trails to you, folks. Back in a moment.
6'4" lefty from Hinckley, Ohio. Hunter Winston enters for Ohio, and a 0 ERA. Tied for the team lead with 1/3 of an inning pitched.
I know where Hinckley, Ohio is. Yeah, it's southwest of Cleveland, and my son and his wife and grandchildren live in Brunswick, which is just a little bit further west and north of Hinckley, Ohio, and right there right on the corner there's a Roost bar.
Okay.
And the Sheets, and that's when you make that turn into Hinckley, Ohio. Know it well, beautiful area. And by the way, if you have a chance to watch a good bit of our broadcasts over the year, and we certainly hope that you do, and that you won't be totally turned off by some of the nonsense that we give you. But you'll notice every time there's a pitching change, you'll notice that our director Scott Bartlett will show you the outfielders coming together And I've never been able to figure this out. I've been in baseball for 50 years, 33 with the Pirates. Never figured out why it is that outfielders feel compelled that when there's a pitching change, they have to come together and talk.
It gets lonely out there, man.
I know, but it's not as if they haven't, they haven't been in the clubhouse with each other or been in the dugout with each other. It's not like they've just, this is their first opportunity to exchange pleasantries.
Hey, how's it going? How's the family?
And this pitch sails way out of the roost and moves Wills to second base.
Isn't it in the rule book, though, that it's not an official pitching change unless all three outfielders come together?
I wonder if Abner Doubleday insisted that be the turn of events.
I think in the years that we've been calling these games, I think I've only seen it once where they didn't, and it was, I think we were on hour 6 of a 17-12 game.
See, are you old enough to remember, speaking of pitching changes, are you old enough to remember when major league teams were obsessed with bringing their pitchers in from the bullpen on golf carts?
Yes.
Remember
I missed the carts. I missed the bullpen
I mean,
carts.
that for the longest time was like the biggest deal now. Okay, we're not going to let pitchers come into the game themselves. We're gonna ride them in on golf carts.
I'm going to start writing letters to the MLB to bring back the dugout or the bullpen carts, and I'm sure that I would have a pretty substantial following on that. I think we should bring it to the college game. I mean, we've got pitch clocks to speed everything up. How much quicker would it be to take a golf cart out there to the bullpen and drive the guy in, 25, 30 miles an hour and just drop him off at the bump?
At the bump. Give me a break.
Had to throw it in.
Yeah, 2 on. And now Matt Einish, who is 3 for 4 in the game. That's another thing that if you have a chance to watch our broadcast, you will note periodically that Tyler Barnett will use a word that he knows I can't stand just to aggravate me. Strike called on Einish, who singled in the 6th run. West Virginia leads 11-6. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Called strike 0-2. $11 runs for West Virginia, 11 RBIs, including 3 for Wills on his 3-run homer of the 4th inning. And Graveline has 2 runs batted in, 2-run homer in this inning. Schoenfeld, 3 runs batted in, 1 each for Einish, Guzman, and Smith. And a foul ball. West Virginia led 9-0 after 4-run inning for Ohio U in the 5th inning. 2 runs for the Bobcats in the 6th. And West Virginia has come up with 2 runs here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 pitch. And a foul ball off to the left, not a play. So West Virginia playing its 7th game. Going to Kennesaw State, Georgia this weekend. Playing games Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fly ball, left field corner, and out of play. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2-run homer by Graveline in the 6th inning. And then Wills reached on the air, moved up on a wild pitch. Line drive into left center field, and the ball is going to roll to the wall. Wills scores, 12-6 Mountaineers. Hall scores from first. 13-6 West Virginia leads as Einish gets his 4th hit of the game, and he has 3 RBIs.
It's his 2nd double. He had a double back in the 1st. Down the left field line. This one, the left center field gap, scores 2. And West Virginia just keeps piling it on here in the 6th inning.
Now Gavin Kelly, 1 out of the inning. 4 runs have been posted here in the 6th. Kelly, fly ball right center. Polinsky can't make the catch. Einish will be stopped at third. Second and third error of the game against Ohio U.
That was a wind-aided error. Wind whipping from right field to left field, and that ball typically you feel like you'd settle under it, but with the wind the way that it blows up here, just kept carrying that ball.
Infield forced to play in.
I guess I didn't start the broadcast off with my obligatory wind report, as I usually do.
And by the way, evidently they have posted a double for Kelly. And Coach C going out to the mound, second and third. So Kelly gets credit for his second hit of the game. West Virginia, 13 runs on 13 hits.
And that is the 4th extra base hit of the 6th inning.
And Mason Gass is coming in. We'll step aside. Back in a moment.
And now on for Ohio, the freshman right-hander from Oakdale, Pennsylvania, with an incredible pitcher's name, Mason Gass.
Mason Gass, as opposed to having a pitcher's name like Bob Walker. You know where Oakdale, Pennsylvania is?
North of West Virginia, south of New York.
Southwest of downtown Pittsburgh.
Okay.
That's where I go to my AA meetings at Oakdale,
yeah.
PA. Yes, and West Allegheny High School for Mason, who comes on as pitcher number 7 for Ohio U.
7 for Ohio, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for West Virginia. So we have crossed the 12 pitcher number, and it's an official pitching change. We have we need, that's why we need the bullpen cart to get the outfielders back to their positions. After we'll just have the bullpen cart sitting in center field, and 2 of them, and drop the left and right fielder off on their way out.
All right, infield is drawn in, and we've had evidently a scoring change. They have taken hit 13 off the scoreboard and put up a 3rd error.
Maybe that's where Monty went. He usually gets pretty aggravated whenever scoring changes don't go the way that he thinks they should.
Ball fouled back. Guzman is 0 for 3. The advantage here, batting with runners at second and third, and the infield drawn in. Bob Prince, the longtime voice of the Pittsburgh Pirates, used to say that bringing the infield in makes a 250 hitter a 275 hitter, and a 275 hitter a 300 hitter.
Yeah. Shortens reaction times, widens gaps.
Fly ball to left, tagging at third is Einish. And there is run number 14. Einish scores. Second out of the inning. Kelly stays at second. And Sean Smith, the 9th batter of the inning. Einish, the 2-run double for runs 12 and 13, and then he scores the 14th run. Ball 1. Last half of the 6th. The Mountaineers lead 14-6. And pitch down low. West Virginia won its first game of the year 15-3 at Georgia Southern. Ground ball to short. And Bryant's throw to first base, good for out number 3. The Mountaineers expand the lead to 14-6 at the end of 6 innings of play. Game, Ohio University has had 2 runners thrown out at the plate. In the first inning, Gravelin's throw gunned down Taylor Harris. And in the 6th inning, the throw from Gravelin to Einish to Kelly. 7-6-2. Some changes for West Virginia. Estridge pitching. Kelly moves to third, and Creed Erdos is the new catcher.
And Estridge, one of West Virginia's top relievers, 2 appearances so far. Does have a save recorded as well. 2 innings in those 2 outings. He's only given up 1 hit, 2 walks though, but three strikeouts.
And Grant Wilson leads off the 7th inning.
Looks like everything else is the same, correct? In the outfield.
It appears to be the case, yes.
I held up my binoculars and I had the cover on them and I couldn't see anything.
Makes it difficult to do that. One ball pitch. And 2-0. Wilson's 0 for 3 in the game. And the 2-0 pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Two-one pitch. Lifted to the right side and shallow right field. Wills handles out number 1 at the top of the 7th inning. Carson Estridge, 7 wins in his first 3 years. Won 3 games in 2023, 1 in 24 with 4 saves, and then last year 3 wins and 5 saves. Brady Alexander, 0 for 1, couple of walks. Strike 2, 0-2.
That sweeper that Estridge throws 72 miles an hour, so come at you with a fastball, the low 90s, and then he'll break off that sweeper with a 20-inch break at 72 miles an hour.
One-two pitch. And a foul ball out of play. West Virginia on top 14-6. Ohio University returning to Bob Wren Stadium this weekend. Games against Dayton Friday, Saturday. Bob Wren, longtime head coach of Ohio U. He won 339 games in his career, had 7 MAC Conference baseball championships, and inducted into the Ohio University Hall of Fame in 1967. The 2-2 pitch. Popped into shallow left field. Shortstop Einish makes the catch, 2 outs. Ball game in the 7th. And West Virginia leads 14-6. And now Tyler Stack, who is 0 for 2. Strike 1. Ground ball to short. Einish and Guzman getting together for a 1-2-3 top of the 7th inning. At the end of 6.5, West Virginia 14, Ohio University 6. His 3rd home run of the year. It was a 2-run homer in the 6th. And Graveline will be up 2nd in this inning. Schoenfeld, quite a productive day. RBI ground out in the 1st inning, had a 2-run triple in the 2nd. Doubled and scored in the 6th inning. New pitcher is Masters.
Dylan Masters, a senior lefty from New Albany, Ohio, transfer in from Murray State. And, Masters 5.79 ERA, 3 appearances already on the year, 4.2 innings pitched, giving up 7 hits, 4 runs, only 3 of those earned, 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. I was checking through, it looks like the rest of the lineup is the same. For West Virginia, Creed Erdos enters in for Tyrus Hall down in the 9 spot. Should be the only change to the lineup.
Seeing number 13, I'm tempted to ask you if you had major superstitions when you played.
Really? I don't think so.
No?
It's been such a long time. It's been 10 years since I played a baseball game. It's a long time.
Speaking of number 13, Ryan Maggie is in the on-deck circle. That was Gravelin's spot, or it has been McGravelin's spot. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Count remains at 2-2. Masters, the 8th pitcher of the game, as Schoenfeld is down on strikes. Breaking ball down and away. Maggie, out of the state of New York, left-handed batter. Ryan redshirted in 2025. West Virginia 14 and Ohio U 6. Bouncer to the mound. A 1-3 out. Maggie quickly the 2nd out of the bottom of the 7th inning. And another pinch hitter, Ben Lumsden, to stand in.
Lumsden, another one of those guys that wasn't a everyday starter last year, but postseason came and Lumsden proved vital to West Virginia's run through the Clemson Regional and into the Baton Rouge Super Regional.
Straightaway center. Now drifting over into left center field. 1, 2, 3, bottom of the 7th inning. And at the end of 7, West Virginia 14, Ohio U 6. Radford Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. Then the weekend series against Columbia March 6th, 7th, and 8th. Tuesday game against Maryland on March 10th. And the Mountaineers begin Big 12 play at Baylor March 13th, 14th, and 15th.
New pitcher for West Virginia, Joshua Sergal, a 6'2 sophomore, Little River, South Carolina, transfer in from Hawaii. Probably the first time that he's ever had to clear snow off of the field for a home game. That's for sure.
By the way, Joshua is part Hawaiian. And it will be the number 9 spot of the order with Harmon. Harmon is 2 for 2 in the game.
There were a lot of other changes for West Virginia. In the field
Maggie's
too.
at first.
Okay.
Guzman rather, moves to right field.
Okay.
And Lumsden is in left field.
Gotcha.
Thanks for reminding me
Yes.
that.
It's all beneficial to the broadcast.
9-0 was the score in favor of West Virginia after 4 innings. And Ohio U scored 4 runs in the 5th and 2 runs in the 6th. The Mountaineers had a 5-run 6th inning. 14-6 the score. And the called strike. First home win for Steve Sabins as the Mountaineers head coach was against Ohio U February 26th of last year. Ball bobbled by Maggie, but he was able to find the handle. And it's 3 unassisted, 1 away, top of the batting order here in the 8th inning.
Ball always finds the new guy.
Isn't it interesting that everybody always says that in baseball? I'm not sure if it's true or not,
No,
but everybody always says that the guy that just comes into the game is
Doesn't have to be true
typically
for-
early tested.
Doesn't have to be true for you to say it, right?
No, as a matter of fact, I found over 33 years of announcing, listening to myself and other broadcasters, that there's about 10 or 11 consistent lies that
Yeah.
baseball announcers tell.
The person that makes a great defensive play always leads off the next inning.
Yeah, not true. And it's not runners at the corners
Yeah, runners at
because
the
there
corners.
are 4 corners.
Yes.
So that's not true.
Any runner on a base is at the corner.
Correct. Ball fouled off to the right in the count 2-2. But the reality of baseball announcing is that much of what is has been said by many baseball announcers goes back to the early days when we had so many great announcers that set the table for how baseball announcing should be done, like Bob Prince and Mel Allen and Red Barber and Vin Scully and Bob Prince and Mel Allen.
Jack Buck. We
Jack
talked
Buck,
about Jack Buck.
Harry
today.
Carey, maybe,
Yeah.
depending on whether you like bombastic. Yeah, 2 down. Well, we now witnessed 5 Ohio U players being retired in order. Will it be 6? No, ball hits near the base of the fence. And Polinsky, 2-out double. Ball game in the 8th. West Virginia leads 14-6. Now Boyd. Boyd 2 for 3. Surgow's pitch. And a called strike. And the count, no balls, 2 strikes. I commented a moment ago about the start of the Big 12 season at Baylor for the weekend of March 13th, 14th, and 15th. As Boyd goes down on strikes, no runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on base. Go to the bottom of the 8th inning. West Virginia 14, Ohio U 6.
Number 24, A.J. Dahlmeyer. Dahlmeyer, a junior righty from Washington Courthouse, Ohio. Transfer from Washington. And Dahlmeyer, this is his 3rd appearance on the year. He's got a 9 flat ERA. 3 innings pitched, 3 hits, 3 runs, all of those earned, and 3 strikeouts.
And Weston Mazie is going to lead off the bottom of the 8th inning, batting for Cresser. The Mazie's Amanda and pitch outside, ball 1. Head coach Mazie, they have 2 children, Weston and Sierra. And Weston getting his first college hit in the series against Georgia Southern. By the way, Weston's sister Sierra is going to be, she's a senior in hockey, and she's going to, a senior in high school. She's going to play hockey at Chatham in Pittsburgh. 3-1 now. And Mazie walks. We are in the bottom of the 8th inning. We are very blessed from time to time that Amanda Mazie joins us as our sideline reporter. And now Creed Erdos, Creed's dad Todd, former Major League pitcher. Creed, his given name from his grandfather. First plate appearance of this game. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Mountaineers lead 14-6. One pitch, hit batsman. So 2 men on, nobody out in the 8th. In the top of the batting order, and the pinch hitter,
Matthew Robaugh, the freshman from Washington, Pennsylvania.
Out of Trinity High School. So we have here the 3 batters in this inning, all from pretty much this area of the country. Mazie from Morgantown, and Erdos from Butler, Pennsylvania, north of Pittsburgh. And
Was Robaugh on any of the Washington Pony World Series teams?
I don't believe
We'll
so.
have to check
I don't
that.
believe so.
No? It's one of the first things I thought about whenever I saw Trinity there.
So the right-hander Dahlmeyer has issued a walk and hit by a pitch, necessitating the trip to the mound by Coach C.
So it'll be a whole new infield for West Virginia from the start of the game to the 9th inning.
Count 2 balls, no strikes. And a strike, 2-1. West Virginia jumped out in front 1-0 in the bottom of the first and then had the 9-0 lead after 4. Pitch outside 3-1. It was 9-0 after 4. It was 9-6 after 5.5. And West Virginia 5 more runs in the bottom of the 6th inning. Right center field. Out number 1. And Mazie tags up and moves to third, and Creed stays put at first. And that will bring up a 4th consecutive player from this area, Gavin Kelly, who's a graduate of Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. And that'll be the end of the string, because then we got a guy from Manhattan on deck.
Yeah.
Manhattan, New York. And a pitch in for a called strike. One out, runners at first and third. 14-6. West Virginia leads. Count 0-2. Kelly in this game is 1 for 5. One ball, 2 strikes. Hitting stars for West Virginia. Einish, 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Guzman, couple of runs batted in. Schoenfeld, 2 extra base hits, 3 RBIs. Gravlin, 2-run homer. Brock Wills, 3-run homer. Three and 2. Mazie, the runner at third. And Erdos at first. And the bases are loaded. We certainly have had a plethora of walks and hit batsmen in this game. And the bases loaded for Guzman. Guzman in the game is 0 for 3, plus the 2 RBIs. Middle infielders for Ohio U at double play depth. Pitches up high, ball 1. (14-6), West Virginia leads. Bottom of the 8th inning. 2-0. And now 2-1. Ball kicks away. Mazie breaking for the plate and scores. Run number 15 for West Virginia. And everyone else moves up. Creed to third and Kelly to second.
Also keeps West Virginia out of a double play situation here and forces the Ohio infield up.
Fly ball, left field, foul ball. And out of play.
Into the
Debris.
whatever you would call that.
Into the leftovers. Second and third. Second and third, one out. 15-6 Mountaineers. And another base on balls. And the bases are loaded for nope, not Sean Smith. It is
Colton Sims.
Yeah, Sims, the freshman. Back for Smith. Smith, the designated hitter in the game. It'll make for a really fun box score.
I put all of my changes in red, and there's a lot of red on this paper.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 position players for West Virginia. Pitch inside.
15 position players, 8 pitchers for West Virginia, and 9 pitchers for Ohio.
Runner at third, Erdos. With Kelly at second, Guzman at first. Fly ball right field. Over the head of right fielder Polinsky. So Erdos scores. Kelly scores. Guzman to third. Sims comes on the scene in the 8th inning and drives in 2 with a double.
Great piece of hitting here. Gets a fastball right down the middle of the plate. 104 miles an hour off the bat. When you're a young guy getting a chance to hit in a game like this, you're not going to get very many mistakes. So you got to take advantage of pitches that you get. And if you get a fastball right down the center, you've got to put that ball in play. And that's exactly what Sims did.
And the Sims gets his first college base hit as a 2-run double. And we're going to have another pitching change coming up. West Virginia here in the bottom of the 8th, leading 17-6.
Landon Price, the senior from Middle Point, Ohio, and a transfer from Ohio State. Price, 3 appearances on the year, has yet to give up an earned run. He does have 1 run given up and 1 hit, 2 strikeouts to 1 walk.
And West Virginian Maxwell Molessa will be pinch hitting for Schoenfeld. Deciding not to use the 10-run rule today, giving so many people opportunities to play in this game. From the West Virginia standpoint, so many West Virginia position players, whereas Ohio U has only utilized 10 batters in this game. 9 position players used by Andy C, and plus the designated hitter. count 2-0.
And Melissa, redshirted last year, was an infielder from Williamstown High School in southern West Virginia, and makes the move to outfield this year. I think just fits him a little bit more, body type wise, and plus it gives you a chance to get in the game.
3-0 pitch. 3-1. Just out of the reach of Wilson. The count is 3 balls, 2 strikes. West Virginia leading 17-6. Guzman, the runner at third. Sims at second. And strike 3. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Maggie. Maggie as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning, grounded out. Stayed in the game to play first base. 2nd and 3rd, West Virginia on top 17-6. One hopper bouncing into right center field. Guzman and Sims score. So Maggie drives in a pair with a sharply hit ground ball to the right side. 19-6.
That is slider. Stays right across the heart of the plate. Maggie sending it right back up the middle.
And now Lumsden, 9th batter of the inning. Maggie gets his 2nd hit of the year. Strike 1. 1-1. And up high, 2 balls, 1 strike. Been a long day for the Ohio U baseball team. Leaving Athens, Ohio at 7:30 this morning. Shortstop Bryant evidently felt he was being called off and backed away, and the ball drops in. So Lumsden is at 2nd base and Maggie goes to 3rd.
Every fly ball up here is an adventure. The way the wind blows, the wind will shift directions in the middle of a game. It's never easy when a ball goes in the air up here.
Well, Weston Mazie, who started this inning, drew a walk and came around to score. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 2nd and 3rd. It'll be the middle 3rd of the Ohio U batting order in the top of the 9th inning. Runner at 3rd. Maggie with Lumsden at 2nd. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. And the strikeout ends the inning. West Virginia has a 5-run bottom of the 8th. The Mountaineers 19, Ohio University 6. Into the ball game, but wondering if this young man will be able to stay in the game or actually be officially in the game. It seems to be pointing to his left side. Huther. And he will not be pitching this afternoon. Unfortunate, because we've been told that his family is here today. He came up from Florida to see him in action.
Yeah, Huther, a freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, and did have an appearance on the year. One of the weekend series, had 2 strikeouts in 2/3 of an innings pitched, and that will now bring on Bryant Yoke.
We're ready for the 9th inning. West Virginia on top of the ball game, 9th.
Bryant Yoke will come on in place of JT Huther. And Yoke, sophomore from Big Bend, West Virginia. Saw some action last year for West Virginia. Appearance already this year. He threw 1 inning. And, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk in that 1 inning.
The other changes for West Virginia, Maisie stays in the game to play shortstop. Robaugh at second base. Melessa is the new center fielder. Let's see, the only, well, just 2 Mountaineers, 2 position players have stayed throughout the game, Kelly and Guzman. Sean Fox, the pinch hitter here. Freshman from Rochester Hills, Michigan. This ball game was 9-0 West Virginia after 4. Then it was 9-6 after 5.5. But the Mountaineers have now scored 10 unanswered runs to take a 19-6 lead. Remember, this was a last-minute schedule change for the Mountaineers and for Ohio U, as Fox looks at strike 3, 1 away. Originally, the plan was for Canisius to play here in Morgantown yesterday. And because of the forecast, that game was canceled and Ohio U was put into the schedule for today. Pinch hitter here, Steinbaugh, Cal Steinbaugh. And a pitch up high, ball 1.
That strikeout pitch from Yoke, a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Dylan Shepard in the on-deck circle getting ready to pinch hit. One down, nobody on. Top of the 9th. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two pitch is outside. Nobody on, 1 down in this last call, 9th inning. And ball 4. A large number of walks, hit batsmen, pitchers, and a lot of scoring on the West Virginia side. A 19-6 lead.
Number 12, Dylan Shepard in the game and batting for Ohio.
And now Shepard, Dylan Shepard this year batting .364 with a home run, 3 RBIs. He is 4 for 11. Canadian Shepard from Barrie, Ontario. 1 on and 1 out of the 9th inning. And a strike. One and 2. And down a little 2 and 2. Big West Virginia lead of 9-0, and Ohio U started to sneak back into the ball game with that 3-run 5th and a 3-run 6th, or excuse me, a 4-run 5th and a 2-run 6th. But West Virginia expanded the lead exponentially with a 5-run 6th inning and a 5-run 8th. Runner going, pitch a ball, Erdos the throw goes out into center field, but Steinball will stay at second base. Ninth inning. 1 out runner at second. Three-two pitch. Sharply on the ground. Robaugh. Throw to first, 2 outs, and Steinball stays put at second base. And Brady Alexander ready to bat. 0 for 2 this afternoon. Pitch inside, ball 1. West Virginia 19, Ohio U 6. The Mountaineers set to improve the 2026 record to 6-1. Coming up against Kennesaw State this weekend down in Georgia. In case you're wondering, the first time West Virginia will play at home in Big 12 action will be against BYU. That's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday series, March 19th, 20th, and 21st. Runner at second, 2 down. Right field, and they will be singing in Morgantown today. The home opener won by West Virginia. Final score, Mountaineers 19 and Ohio U 6.
16 hits for the Mountaineers, exactly what you want to see on a midweek. Got some pitchers some work. We saw, what is that, 6, 7, 8, 9 guys come out and pitch for the Mountaineers today. So exactly what you want out of a midweek if you're West Virginia. And both teams turn now to their weekend series.
Hope you'll be joining us next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, here at Wagner Field, Kendrick Family Ballpark for the 2-game set against Radford and then a weekend series against Columbia. Roger Lenhart, our producer. Scott Bartlett, our director, as the Mountaineers explode for 19 runs and win 19-6. And thank you very much for joining us.